I used to joke that falling in love with a rock star was like buying a ticket to heartbreak. Turns out, I wasn't joking at all, I was just buying front row seats to my own destruction. The first time I saw him up close, my heart didn't ask for permission. He was everything I wasn't: dazzling, untouchable, the kind of man whose presence swallowed up an entire room. His voice was fire, his smile was lightning, and I was just a shadow moving behind him, a backup dancer rehearsed to perfection but never meant to shine. The band was already famous across America. Their tours sold out stadiums. Their music was the kind that people screamed to at midnight in their cars. I had landed the job as a dancer almost by accident, a friend of a friend slipping my name into an audition list. It wasn't supposed to change my life. It wasn't supposed to make me fall in love with the man everyone else already adored. But Evan Hale wasn't just a lead singer. He was chaos wrapped in velvet, the kind of beautiful disaster you wanted to hold even if it meant burning your hands. And from the moment his eyes locked on me during rehearsal, one piercing look that felt like it cut through my chest, I knew I was done for. The first few weeks I tried to bury it. Professional, that's what I told myself. Keep it professional. Don't look at him too long. Don't linger on the sound of his laughter. Don't memorize the way he taps his fingers against his thigh when he's nervous. But how do you ignore someone who is the center of gravity in every room? He noticed me. That was the worst part. Your timing is sharp, he said once after rehearsal, his towel hanging loose around his neck, his shirt clinging to him from sweat. Most dancers need months to sync with us. You're different. Different. I clung to that word like it meant something more than just rhythm. I wanted to hate him. I wanted to remind myself he was the star, and I was just part of the decoration around his brilliance. But when he laughed with me in the green room, when he asked about my life outside the stage, when he leaned a little too close during soundcheck, the walls I built cracked, one by one. And then came the night of the Chicago show. It was electric, the kind of performance that makes the world blur into nothing but light and sound. I was dancing behind him, the crowd screaming his name, when our eyes met mid-song. He reached back, just briefly, his fingers brushing mine. It lasted less than a second, and maybe no one else noticed, but for me the world stopped. We didn't talk about it. Not at first. But 2 nights later, in a hotel hallway at 2 in the morning, he pulled me aside. "Do you feel it too?" he asked, his voice low, almost broken. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The way I kissed him in that empty hallway said everything. It wasn't gentle, it wasn't careful. It was desperate, a collision of everything we had been holding back. For once, he wasn't the lead singer and I wasn't the dancer. We were just 2 boys trying to find air in a world that demanded we keep holding our breath. But love in the shadows has a price. Word spreads fast in the music industry. A lingering look, a door closed too long, whispers between crew members. Management didn't say anything at first, but I saw the way they watched us. I saw the way they reminded him about his image, about the thousands of female fans who carved his name into their hearts. "You can't," his manager told him one night. "You can't throw this away. He's just a dancer. You're Evan Hale, just a dancer." The words cut deeper than I wanted to admit. The pressure grew heavier with every city we toured. We became masters of silence, a brush of hands backstage, a fleeting glance that lasted a second too long. But silence eats at you. Silence makes you wonder if the person you love is ashamed of you. One night in Dallas, it broke. I found him sitting on the hotel balcony, his head in his hands. He looked more fragile than I'd ever seen him, the weight of fame pressing down on his shoulders. "I don't know how to keep this," he whispered. "I don't know how to love you without destroying everything else." And God, it hurt, because I wanted to scream that I didn't care about everything else, that all I needed was him. But I also knew the truth: loving him in the open meant risking his career, his future, everything he had worked for. So I did the hardest thing I'd ever done. I walked away. The next weeks were torture. I danced behind him like nothing had changed, smiled when the cameras were on us, laughed when the crew joked. But every night, I went back to my room and felt the empty space where he should have been. The fans screamed louder than ever, the band climbed higher than ever, and I felt smaller than ever. Until the night of the Los Angeles show. The arena was packed, the final stop of the tour. The lights blazed, the crowd roared, and Evan sang like his soul was bleeding. And then he did something reckless. He stopped mid-song. The music cut, the band froze, and he walked to the front of the stage. His chest heaved, his hands trembled, but his voice was clear. "I need to say something," he said into the mic, his eyes searching the crowd but then finding me in the wings. "I've been singing for years, and I've told the world a million stories through these songs. But there's one I haven't told. The truth is, I'm in love. And it's not the kind of love my manager wants or the kind the magazines sell. It's real. It's terrifying. And it's the only thing that makes me feel alive." Gasps rippled through the arena. Cameras flashed. And then his hands stretched toward me. My legs shook as I walked onto that stage. I could hear the chaos, the shouts, the cheers, the confusion, but none of it mattered. All that mattered was his hand gripping mine, his eyes burning with something truer than fame. He kissed me, in front of 20,000 people. The world could shatter for all I cared. In that moment I was whole. It wasn't easy after that. The tabloids spun their stories, fans fought their wars online, and management nearly imploded. But something remarkable happened. 2 people cheered. Not everyone, not always, but enough. Enough to remind us that love, no matter how impossible it seems, can survive the storm. And as for me, I stopped being just a dancer. I became the boy who caught the lead singer's heart. And maybe that was enough to make me shine too. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.